We can't seem to hear you. Can you check your mic?
Hello, you have me? Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Just confirm if I'm being heard.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon. Sorry for I had logistical issues, joining issues, but I've managed. Good. Let me start. My name is Calistus Wachana. I work with ICPAC. ICPAC is IGAD Climate Prediction and Application Center. This afternoon, I'm going to present something on co-production of climate services for water sector and explore ways or possibilities for monetization. Sorry, the screen is not. Okay, let me put in the presentation mode. Okay. ICPAC, let me talk about ICPAC. ICPAC is IGAD Climate Prediction and Application Center. It's based in Nairobi, Kenya. It's a specialized institution of IGAD, and it's also WMO RCC, Regional Climate Center. It was established as 1989 as a drought monitoring center in Nairobi. We had one in Harare. Harare became part of the SADC region. By this one, it became of the ICAD Regional Economic Community. In 2007, we signed a protocol with ICAD, so it turned its name to ICPAC. And in 2017, it became the WMO Regional Climate Center. It serves over 300 million people in the region. Its vision is about excellence in climate services for sustainable development in the Cape of Africa. And our areas of operation or key focus areas is climate monitoring. We do climate monitoring and forecasting. This one ranges from 1 week season, that is a monthly and seasonal forecast. We also do climate change adaptation activities. We have sectors, agriculture and food sector. We have water resources sector, environment, disaster risk management. Recently, we came up with climate security coordination mechanism. We also build capacity for the national Mets, and we do communicate and do co-production of climate services. Maybe as part of my introduction is that there is a concern when it comes to integrated water resource management and climate change. There is issues. We know that in IWRM, it places the emphasis of putting hydrological cycle at the center of either managing the water resources because it recognizes the interconnectedness of water and its all forms. Could it be surface water? Could it be water in the oceans? Could it be water in the atmosphere? It recognizes all different forms. and you find that hydrological cycle could have an impact on water resources management. Region that is Great Horn of Africa region, we have been experiencing climate change and extreme weather events, and sometimes it alter the precipitation patterns. It come up with the different precipitation patterns. We have different seasons, and therefore it has led to the frequency and severity of floods and droughts, and sometimes even affecting the water quality status. We know that we have other sectors that are very dependent on water, and in our region there is agriculture, and when we talk about agriculture, we talk about crops, we talk about livestock, fisheries, then we have energy sector, especially renewable energy, hydropower generation energy. Of recent, our users, they want us even to go to the solar. How can we come up with products for solar and wind energy? Then there is health and other ecosystems. We know that if this is not managed well, it could have a greater impact either in socio-economic and environmental challenges because of issues of food insecurity, disease outbreaks, and sometimes some of these cuts across the borders. So these are cross-border issues. When it comes to co-production of climate services for water sector, first you have to make sure that you could sign this one. You have to get the players within the water sector and the climate side. Then you develop the product, you could develop the product and come up with the harmonized co-delivery mechanisms for the climate services you have developed. So it requires the providers, and in our region, we at regional level, we operate a regional climate center, and we have WO mandates to work with the national MET services within the region, and also to serve our two rates, that is IGAD and EAC. And we have users, especially in the water sector, there is a chain of users that you can involve in terms of designing products, climate service products that addresses their decision-making needs for that regional and the national level. So you need to have a kind of flexible and participatory approach that addresses the different contexts and the specifics. And we have been using the Future Climate for Africa, this WISA. We worked with the WISA supported project where we developed this approach. It has different steps. First, you have to identify key actors and build partnership. This, you could look at the regional players in water sector and start engaging them. You can use different methods. At our regional level, we have what we call a Great Horn of Africa Climate Outlook Forums that works with the sectors. So that is one platform that you can use to engage and also to build some kind of partnership. After building partnership, you build common grounds where they have to demonstrate that the kind of decisions they normally make, maybe they are affected by climate impacts and extreme weather events, and then you need to discuss with them and find out how are they using maybe the current products that are being delivered to the sector, Is it addressing their needs? If not, then you have to identify which areas you have to explore, which areas that maybe you need to work on so that you meet their needs. The moment you identify their needs, you have to engage with them to confront the solutions to those particular needs. And after developing, you have to look at the mechanisms of delivery. And after starting implementing or commissioning those particular products, you can co-evaluate. And the cycle continues. If it doesn't address their needs, you have to go around the cycle and make sure that you meet their needs. So this co-production in water sector can be used either in project design, project implementation, services, delivery of services, and it could target different or development of products and services. So it could target like water supply planning and demand forecasting, dam or reservoir operations, flood risk management, hydropower scheduling, agricultural water use, or urban water infrastructure design. I just want to share, because of the time limit, I just took one example. Like in our region, we normally have 3 climate outreach forums. One starts, it targets the major rainfall season. One targets March, April, May. The other one, June, July, August, September, and October, November, December. I've just using this to demonstrate, like we have June, July, August, September. We met in May in Addis Ababa, and we released the forecast. This is the forecast. It gives the likelihood of experience either above normal temperatures or above normal rainfall, and this one can be cascaded. I'm sorry, I only used for the temperature, but there is also one for rainfall. I think it's already cascaded on this. That is the rain forecast. Then you superimpose on the water basins. These water basins are cross-border in nature. They cut across different countries. And sometimes if you want to manage water resources, some aspects, especially for the catchments or the basin that extends political boundaries, it becomes a challenge. And that is why now our regional center comes in, because we operate under IGAD and EAC. We supported the countries under that. So you have to superimpose the forecast and over the water basins, and therefore you identify some of basins that within the season could have generated more water because of the inflows or because of the precipitation. And we have hydrologist team within ICPAC and also in the member states. We normally we have national focal points, hydrologists in countries, either some are in METS or meteorological service, some are in hydrological service. So we have a kind of user interface platform where we have a working group that works on this work so that they can now generate products for the water sector. I just picked a few impacts. This is for some of the the basins within our region. Like Coca is showing that the inflow forecast is showing that it's likely to get above normal. Even in Kariba, in main Nile is showing that it's likely to get above normal rainfall. And implication is there, and the proposed measures are given. And this information when it gets the hydropower generation companies within the region, especially I've seen in Kenya where they normally Kenchen normally they use this kind of product to do power scheduling and management within the season. They can, when the season is good, they can operate at 100% potential. When it's not good, they can reduce either to 75 or 50 so that they can preach the season from maybe June, July, August, September to the next season, which is October, November. Then after that, there is a dry season that comes in March. So this information is used. And we are also exploring the possibility of working with us, their association. They have what we call East African Power Pool, where the different companies work together and they are promoting the concept of power wheeling, such that when they focus maybe it's good in Ethiopia and in Tanzania maybe it's not working well, then Ethiopia can generate at 100%. Then that power can be deployed to Tanzania. Right now, like what's happening is that the power is now coming to Tanzania, from Ethiopia to Tanzania. It started 25 megawatts, but I think last week they increased because Tanzania is not generating enough. Luckily, some of these countries are connected. They have connected grid. Tanzania is connected to Kenya. Kenya is connected to Ethiopia. Kenya is also connected to Uganda. And we are looking into the possibilities of having a major network such that we can use the forecasts, okay, to make sure that we manage power resources within the region. These are some of the recommendations that stakeholders make during the CACOPs. I don't have to go through them. Then in terms of monetization, we know that climate services are often regarded as public goods, and but with more investment, with more tailoring of climate products or climate services to different sectors, there is a possibility of coming up with a monetization kind of framework. Like, for instance, the hydropower operators. This one I used to see when, at the time I was working with the Kenya Meteorological Department, when we used to get subscriptions from the Kenya Generating Company. But with the time when they stopped being given that other stakeholders were using or getting the focus for free of charge. So it was unfair to subject other operators to paying and not the others. But what I know is that there is a policy on meteorological services, and there is an act in Parliament that maybe could actualize that. Then other area, it could be urban water utilities, which is very, very critical. In most towns in our region or cities in our region, they undergo through power rationing. And when it's flooding, when it's raining, you find that the water is everywhere. Flooding is everywhere. So climate services can either be used in a design of those water civil structures, dams and reservoirs, and also based on that we can project based on the consumption, and we can project how much in terms of storage that can last, and at what frequency are we releasing water today. users. So also this part can be done in education scheme and also in insurance or financial institution. Those are some of the areas that can be targeted. The models of monetization can vary from one to the other, or you can have a mix. So I've seen some level of subscription. Then there could be free premium, basic focus, then co-sharing in terms of co-financing of services between public providers, that is RCC or national nets and water stakeholders or utility companies. Then a public-private partnership, this can be, you can have joint ventures, either between private firms, donors to sustain the provision, often linked to data and information and infrastructure. Then the focus-based financing, this is for humanitarian agencies. As a region, we are working with different humanitarian agencies where we are introducing the aspect of focus-based financing. There is issue of anticipatory action and early action, so that with that you can avoid losses until you wait the extreme events occur before you take action. Then for you to monetize or for monetization, what you need to have, or you need an enabling environment. First, co-production process need to be stronger and they need to be aligned to the user needs. I know from yesterday you are talking about the frameworks. I was not there to join you, but what is happening in the region is that at ICPAC level, we are developing the regional framework for climate services. And this framework is based on the global framework for climate services with the key pillars, monitoring and observations, prediction and modeling and research, climate service information system. This one, we look at infrastructure that supports climate monitoring, data services, management, climate monitoring, seasonal, sub-seasonal, and climate change projections. And that is key. It's a key pillar. Then there is another pillar called user interface platform. WMO has provided the guidelines on how you can develop user interface platforms. There are different types. There are some physical, other virtual or web-based kind of platforms. So for physical ones, the most common here I talked about is CACO, Great Horn of Africa Climate Outreach Forums, and the National Climate Outreach Forums. As ICPAC, we are supporting that. And we do hope that the regional framework for climate services we are developing, and we are also supporting national member states to develop the national framework for climate services. This one will really support the co-production of climate services, because in those frameworks, we have sectors, and water is one of the critical sector in the framework. This one needs that we bring along the sector users in water sector, and you can engage the climate service provider, the climate information provider, and the co-producers within the water sector, and you can tailor products to their needs. The other thing is for you to monetize, you need to demonstrate the reliability and the added value of the forecast. Here we need to move from subjective kind of products to objective kind of products. Here where we now need modelers. We need modelers from the climate space and the water sector to work together to produce products that address the needs of the sector, water sector. There is issues of data ownership and licensing. I think the framework can also do that, because it brings sectors and national met and regional climate centers to work together. So they end up signing the MOU for doing so, for data sharing. As ICPAC, we have signed the MOU with the National Met and Hydrological Services in the region, where they normally share the information. And this information is just for co-production, for developing the products that addresses their needs. Then we need also strong engagement of the private sector in this space, which sometimes it's lacking. I wish to conclude by saying that effective co-production in water sector requires strong coordination mechanisms. And these mechanisms are already alluded to them: the regional framework for climate services, the national framework for climate services. These all are cascaded from the global framework for climate services. Then for monetization to be possible, there is need users to see the value of climate services, okay, so that they can address either the risks and harness the opportunities that comes with the climate itself. Then partnership with the regional climate centers, national Met, and water authorities will enable a user-focused and sustainable climate services model. Thank you so much. I submit.
Many thank you, Calistus, for your time today. Appreciate it. Thank you for your patience with the Zoom problems. Because of time, we will leave questions for now.